What if you could go back? And change one moment? The thought is a simple one. It arrives without a sound, like a single snowflake landing on a dark coat. And yet, it is heavy. It settles in the quiet spaces of the heart like a smooth, cool stone, a weight you did not know you were capable of carrying. We all possess such a moment, a sliver of time we wish we could hold in our hands once more. Imagine a city as dusk begins to settle, bruised purple, soft orange. The last of the day's light catches the windows of tall buildings, making them glitter like scattered jewels. On the streets below, people move with the slow, steady rhythm of a day winding down, their faces telling stories we can only guess at. A train pulls away from a station, its whistle a long, mournful cry that fades into the evening air. On a forgotten shelf, an hourglass lets its fine sand fall, each grain a silent testament to the passing of an instant. A clock on a kitchen wall ticks with a gentle, insistent beat. Each sound, each image, is a marker of time's relentless march. But here, in this ordinary world, a choice can slip through the fabric of moments like water through a small crack. Someone, perhaps someone like you, steps back through that crack. They reach for that one moment. The idea itself feels like a whisper from an older, wiser world. It promises a power that is not loud or flashy, not born of thunder and lightning, but of quiet intention. It suggests that the past is not a locked room, but a landscape we might one day learn to navigate. The first journey is almost always for oneself. It is born not of ambition, but of regret. The traveler goes back to fix a simple personal mistake. The scene is quiet, mundane, bathed in the soft light of a memory. A porcelain cup, filled with dark coffee, teeters on the edge of a table. A harsh word hangs in the air, sharp and dissonant. A letter, filled with important thoughts, lies on a counter, forgotten and unread. A promise, made with the best of intentions, begins to fade like a photograph left in the sun. These are the small fractures, the tiny moments that grow into vast canyons of what if. When the traveler returns, they move with a gentle certainty. They do not announce their presence. They simply are. The hand that once gestured carelessly now reaches out to steady the trembling cup. The voice that was once sharp with impatience now speaks softer. Words of understanding and forgiveness replace silence and anger. A hug, once withheld, is now given freely. A circle of warmth. A hand, once left hanging, is now held. The change feels pure, righteous. It is a balm applied to an old wound. It brings back a light thought extinguished. The immediate effect is profound relief. The traveler returns to their own time. The landscape of their heart is altered. The nagging ache of that regret has vanished. The memory becomes a source of quiet satisfaction. A strained relationship is whole again. A blocked path is open. It feels like a private miracle, a victory over the past. But the world is a vast, intricate web, a tapestry of threads. Each thread, however small, touches countless others. Steadying a coffee cup can set in motion a chain that reaches far beyond that room. That small kindness might delay a departure by crucial seconds. A different day can lead to a different chance meeting, a different friendship, a different love, a different life. This is the butterfly effect. A tiny flap of a wing can stir a storm on the other side of the world. Time travel makes the smallest things gigantic. It makes the simplest choices echo with a deafening roar. The traveler, content with their small act of mending, may not immediately notice the changes that ripple outward. At first, they are subtle, like the scent of rain on dry earth just before a storm. A friend's name mentioned in passing is now unfamiliar. A favorite cafe on a familiar corner has been replaced by a bookstore they have never seen. These are minor inconsistencies, easily dismissed. The traveler might even feel a sense of wonder. They have not just corrected a mistake. They have created a slightly different, perhaps even better, reality. But the ripples continue to spread, growing larger and more significant. The life that was saved might be the life of someone who goes on to cause great harm. The relationship that was mended might prevent one person from meeting the one they were meant to meet. That could erase children who would have been born from that other union. A small kindness shown to one person could inadvertently lead to a tragedy for another. The intricate dance of cause and effect is delicate. Inserting a new step can throw the choreography into disarray. This is where the true weight of time travel is felt. Joy gives way to a creeping anxiety. The traveler becomes a detective in their own life, searching for unintended consequences. Tempted to go back again, they spiral into chaos. Each new correction creates fresh ripples. They become a frantic gardener, pulling one weed only to find 10 more. The past reveals itself as a living ecosystem. To alter one part risks the health of the whole. The simple desire to fix a broken cup can lead to a world broken in far more profound ways. It's complicated. The next temptation is perhaps the most powerful of all, for it is born not of regret, but of love and loss. The traveler wishes to see a loved one again, someone taken by the unyielding current of time. They do not necessarily seek to change the outcome. They seek only a moment, one more conversation, one more shared meal, one more chance to stand in the same room and breathe the same air. This desire is a deep and human ache. The machine is engaged not to alter fate, but to steal a single, precious afternoon from its grasp. They find themselves standing in an old kitchen. The light streams through a familiar window. A radio plays a half-forgotten song. And then, a voice. The voice of someone dear fills the room, speaking of ordinary things. The traveler listens, aching with a mixture of joy and sorrow. They memorize cadence, laughter, and small gestures. They taste a slice of pie. They smell the faint, comforting scent of an old wool coat. For one afternoon, the past is not past. The pain of loss eases. The heart finds a fragile rest. Yet grief is a powerful and patient teacher. The absence of those we love carves out a space within us. It is in that empty space that new strengths can grow. We learn resilience. We learn empathy. We learn to cherish the people who are still with us. If we perpetually revisit the past, we may lose the lessons absence taught us. We risk living more in memory than in reality. The traveler may leave that old kitchen feeling whole, or they may leave feeling even more hollow than before. The past can fill an empty space, but it can also take the place of a future. Coming back, the world can feel gray compared to the vibrant memory. The temptation to return becomes a constant pull, a dangerous addiction. The ghost at the table can become a constant companion, preventing any new guests from ever taking a seat. Well, so that is the risk. From the personal, the temptation inevitably expands to the monumental. If a single life can be mended, why not the life of a nation? The allure is immense, the justification noble, to save millions, to avert a century of conflict. But the balance of history is fragile. Prevent one war, and you may seed another, more terrible one. A leader saved from an assassination might become a tyrant. Attempting to play God may only break the delicate mechanisms that kept a fragile balance. Once time travel exists, it becomes a matter of global power. The quiet personal machine is replaced by a state-funded, heavily guarded apparatus. Governments would see the ultimate strategic advantage: to undo a lost battle, to prevent an enemy's breakthrough. The temptation to seize this power would spark a new arms race, a temporal Cold War. Who decides? A secret council, a computer algorithm. Each choice invites the shadow of corruption. A tool for security could be turned inward, to silence dissent, manipulate elections, and rewrite history to glorify the rulers. Shared truth crumbles. Society fractures. Those with access to the past, and those forced to live in the present chosen for them. The quiet, philosophical question of, would you, is drowned out by the loud political battle over who should. Section 7. The Shadow of Paradox. Beyond moral quagmires lies a deeper problem. Paradox, the knots in causality that threaten to unravel reality. Time travel invites these shadows. The grandfather paradox. Prevent your grandparents from meeting, and you erase yourself. Then who traveled back at all? Or the bootstrap paradox, a play given to its author before it is written. Who wrote it? It exists, but was never created. The shadow of paradox follows every traveler, a reminder of forces not meant to be controlled. Section 8, a window without a door. Perhaps wisdom is to observe, not alter, hear lost languages, witness pyramids built, gather data from past climates. This vast perspective might grant collective wisdom, but watching is not living. Even an invisible step displaces a grain of sand. Knowledge brought back becomes an agent of change. The window melts, the door appears, temptation returns. Section 9, the weight of the journey. The price is paid in pieces of the soul. The traveler drifts out of sync, a ghost in their own life. Multiple pasts collide. A childhood friend never met, loves that never were. Identity becomes shifting sand. Who are you when the memories that define you are no longer true? Knowing pain ahead isolates the traveler. Some become addicted to control, chasing a perfect day until nothing feels real. The beautiful mess of life becomes intolerable. The weight of the journey is the slow erosion of the very humanity they sought to improve. Section 10, the value of now. A final quiet choice. After all the journeys, the paradoxes, the perils, we are left with the present, this very moment, the here and now. If we could revise the past or script the future, what becomes of this precious, fleeting instant? The present is where we truly live. It has an urgency the past and future lack. It is the only place where we can act, choose, love, create meaning. Our choices matter because they are permanent. Their consequences unfold in a single, shared reality. If the past can always be edited, do choices lose weight? Many would argue the present becomes even more valuable. We might choose with greater care, speak with more kindness, act with more courage. Others say the safety net makes us reckless, afraid to decide. Both voices sound true. Reality likely sits in the quiet space between them. Imagine the last scene of a day. Thin pale light outside a window. A person in a quiet room, a book unread in their lap. They think of a choice long ago. They imagine a machine in a silent waiting room. They imagine a distant train whistle from another time. They take a slow breath. In that stillness, they feel the pull of memory. They feel hope and fear. Desire to heal is strong, but fear of what might be broken is just as powerful. We end where we began. The question returns, personal and quiet. It sits on the tongue like a choice waiting to be voiced. The answer shows who you are now more than who you might become. It reveals what you fear and what you cherish. It exposes the small, quiet truths in your hands. Time is not only a line from past to future. Time is the sum of our small, unchangeable acts. It is faces we remember and rooms where we once stood. If we could walk through time, we would still carry the same questions. We would still be searching for what matters. We would still be learning who we are. So we ask again, quietly, if you could travel through time, would you?